Okay. Say a word for me, Lee.
Welcome
work.
to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen meeting for Monday, November 6, 2017, at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, 139 Main Street, Raleigh, Mass. First order of business, to call the meeting to order. And I would like to announce that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and televised live on Raleigh Community Media.
Very good, Joe.
We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and we're going to aim for public comment between 7:05 and 7:10. At 7:15, we have an appointment, and 7:30, we have a liquor license hearing, and we have general business, old business, and new business. And quite a string of announcements. So why don't we go to our first general business? We have a request from Board of Water Commissioners to lift the hiring freeze for the position of Distribution Utility Maintenance Laborer 2.
Give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to lift the hiring freeze for the purpose of hiring an additional Distribution Utility Maintenance Laborer 2 for the Water Department. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, let's go on to old business, number 1. And that's an update on the Pine Grove School project. The project contractor, W.T. Rich Incorporated, has filed a request with the Board of Selectmen to award 3 contracts in accordance with the early release package number 1 for the following: rooftop units, boilers, and main electrical switch. Attached is the request. The Pine Grove School Building Committee unanimously voted on November 2nd, 2017 to approve the request. The Board of Selectmen will need to vote to approve this request and to authorize Chairman Perry to sign it. There are 4 originals attached for Chairman Perry to sign.
Give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to sign the award, the 3 contracts for the rooftop units, boilers, and main electrical switch. The construction will start on April 16th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'll get to those right after. Old business number 2, an update on the fire station, police station addition project. We are currently out to bid on this project. Sub-trade bids are due this upcoming Thursday, November 9th at 2 p.m. General bids are due the following Thursday, November 16th at 2 p.m. We have received the stormwater management permit from the Conservation Commission. This has been incorporated into the bid documents as an addendum. A total of 4 addenda have been issued.
Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I forgot there were 2 other sections on that old business. Number 1. Part B, the public hearings for the stormwater management permit application and the notice of intent application have been continued by the Conservation Commission to November 14th, 2017, to 8:45 p.m. and 9 p.m. respectively. The site plan engineers from Niche Engineering are working with the town's technical review agent, Larry Graham, on these applications. Part C, the leader of the town's baseball and softball league has spoken with Selectman David Peterson about concerns over the plans for the ball fields during the site construction at the Pine Grove School. Dave and Recreation Committee member Tim Southall have discussed the ability to get the softball field ready for the spring 2020 season. Construction of the field, including the planting of grass in the outfield, would need to be completed by mid-September 2019 so that the grass will grow in time for the start of the season.
Mr. Chairman, if you could just make sure on that softball field, when you guys have your meeting, that's kind of the date we're pushing for. That way it'll give the grass over there time to get settled in
Right.
and minimize the problem with the softball field. It's going to be tight for the next 2 years between the various
For 2
fields
years,
and
yes, it will.
the two projects.
Yep.
And we don't have it for tonight, but we will be coming in for the request to allow the common to be used by the T-ball next year for the spring baseball season for the little kids, because there won't be enough room over at the other field. So we're working diligently with those people to make sure that we get as best use and coordination with both projects and the use of the field, so that there'll be some upset and some dislocation, but will be kept to a minimum, we hope.
It seems optimistic to me, very optimistic, if you're gonna plant the grass in mid-September and then expect it to be ready by the next spring. I mean, I
Well,
think-
we talked about it today, the softball field, the infield is, on softball, is sand, or skin, as they call it. So it's only the outfield, so
Outfield
with a little
grass.
bit of luck, if we get a good growing season, and they're the smaller, younger girls, so that, we're hoping. It's, all we can do is hope to get good growing and so on and so forth. It's what we're pushing for. It's the goal, let's put it that way. If we don't get there, we don't get there, but at least that's what we're trying to do.
Okay, public comment is now open for the next 5 minutes. And we'll go to new business. We have a request from Spud's Restaurant to amend liquor license for Sunday morning opening. Spud's Restaurant is requesting to modify their Sunday alcohol serving hours from noon to 11 a.m. Other restaurants in town currently have licenses allowing them to serve alcohol at 11 a.m. If the board votes to approve this modification in the current license, the selectmen will need to sign on the bottom left corner of the local licensing authority review record. Amy will type up a new replacement license for the board to sign.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Motion has been made and seconded to approve the modification to the Spud's license to change the hours from noon to 11 a.m. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, new business number 2, authorize Chairman Perry to sign the Mass Cultural Council grant form. The town has been awarded a $4,500 grant from the Massachusetts Cultural Council. The Board of Selectmen needs to vote to authorize Chairman Perry to sign the state grant contract form.
Give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to allow me to sign the contract form for the Mass Cultural Council grant. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. New business number 3, review zoning board of appeals application for a variance filed by Timothy R. Collier for the construction of a barn for the purpose of personal storage at 32 Ocean Avenue. The zoning board of appeals has sent the Board of Selectmen a copy of an application for a variance filed by Timothy R. Collier for the construction of a barn for personal storage at 32 Ocean Avenue. The public hearing is scheduled for November 16th, 2017, at 7:40 p.m. at the Town Hall Annex. Does the board have any comments on this application that they wish to send to the Zoning Board of Appeals?
No comment.
Yeah, my only thing, Mr. Chairman, I believe that's a lot with no house on it,
Yeah.
and I just want to make sure the zoning board of appeals makes it clear that it should not be a business run out of there. It's for personal storage and not to be used as a garage or, a motor vehicle repairs or things like that, or just other than that, it's fine. I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, it's not suitable for that type of an operation. It's just basically a lot that it's been on the market for the last 100 years.
Okay,
It's right on the corner of Railroad and Ocean.
okay. Do we need to vote to?
If the board would like to sort of memorialize what Mr. Peterson said in the form of a vote, we can.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we just send a note over that, make sure the garage is kept for personal use only and that no business should be conducted out of that building.
Okay.
I'm concerned mainly because of the lack of a house on there. It's could easily become a business if it isn't paid attention to.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to send a note to the Zoning Board of Appeals on our comments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And our public comment time is ended. Thank you. New business number, let's hold that one. Go from that. Okay, we have a 7:15 appointment. Frank Ivanella of James S. Price, Inc., to discuss Class II dealer license vehicle limit increase at 185 Newburyport Turnpike. Chairman Perry will read the letter from Mr. Ivanella into the record. Mr. Ivanella is requesting an increase in the vehicle limit from 2 vehicles to 42 vehicles because his tenant D&D Auto Sales has moved to a new location. D&D Auto has returned the Class II dealer's license previously issued for 185 Newburyport Turnpike to the Board of Selectmen. Regulatory Compliance Officer Frank Mastriani has reported that all of D&D Auto Sales vehicles have been removed from the property. If the board agrees to Mr. Ivanella's request, the board will need to vote to amend the 2017 Class II dealer's license for James S. Price Incorporated. An amended license has been prepared and is attached. Dear Board of Selectmen, dear board members, I have been in receipt of a Class II license at 185 Newburyport Turnpike since 2001. The license capacity was for 42 vehicles. 5 years ago, I rented the building to D&D Auto Sales. I retained a license with a 2-vehicle limit. Effective November 1st, 2017, D&D Auto Sales has moved to a different location in Rowley. I am requesting that my license be increased from 2-vehicle limit back to the original 42-vehicle limit. Thank you, Frank Ivanella, President. Frank,
Yes, sir.
want to comment, or?
Yeah, I mean, you were so eloquent in reading everything. I feel like a bump on the log here. I don't know what else I could say, other than,
All right.
you know, I met with the painter today, and just give you an update, I'm gonna, paint the inside, get that all redone. I'm gonna try to paint the outside, and get the yard cleaned up, and and get rolling again, so those are my immediate plans, and I had all exchanged. Dana Bornstein, the principal from D&D, we left on good terms. It was just, time to move on, and, there's no hard feelings or any animus between us. So, and I'm glad to see, Gino finally get a tenant for that front part of the property. It actually looks pretty good driving by there now. So, that's it, basically, in a nutshell. But like I said, I can't add much to what you said, so I'm just hoping that you'll give me the increase, and as I get the place cleaned up, then I'll get operational again.
Very good.
I got no comments. I'll make a motion to approve the request.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the request. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Good luck.
So, you,
Nice one, I'll give you that.
all right, thanks.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just leave it open.
Thank you. Okay, we have a few minutes before our next appointment, so I will go back to new business. And we finished new business 1, and we signed the Mass Cultural Grant. And we reviewed the zoning board of appeals.
Did one, so we're gonna move
From
this
Mr.
to
Collier?
4, yeah.
Right, and now we're on to number 4. We have a review of zoning board of appeals application for a variance filed by George and Wendy Antonucci for a conversion to a 2-family dwelling at 146 Daniels Road. The zoning board of appeals has sent the Board of Selectmen a copy of an application for a variance filed by George and Wendy Antonucci for the conversion of a single-family house dwelling to a 2-family dwelling. The public hearing is scheduled for November 16th, 2017, at 8:15 at the Town Hall Annex. Does the board have any comments on this application that they wish to send to the zoning board of appeals?
In looking at this, Mr. Chairman, there seems to be very little information about what they're proposing to do. As you just read, I guess they're proposing to convert an existing single-family dwelling to a 2-family dwelling. They provided a sketch of a dwelling. It's not clear that whether it's the existing dwelling or the proposed 2-family dwelling, and there's a floor plan. Again, it's not clear what the floor plan is for. But there's also an issue about whether the Board of Appeals is authorized to grant this kind of relief, because this is in the outlying district, which is zoned for single-family dwellings, not for multifamily. So generally speaking, I don't believe that they have the authority to do this. There is it's an old, kind of strange provision in our bylaw which applies to dwellings that were in existence prior to 1981, and the ZBA can convert them to 2-family if it was in existence in 1981. It's not clear whether they're proceeding under that provision or when this house was built, for that matter, so I have no idea whether it applies, but there's just not, there's very little information here about what, are they expanding the footprint of the existing dwelling? Are they adding a second floor? I mean, you just can't tell what they're doing.
Can't tell at all.
There's not enough information here.
No.
No.
Looks more like it's an in-law apartment than it is.
Well, yeah,
But from
there's a separate.
694 square feet is more an in-law apartment size.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is, but there's a separate bylaw for
Right,
for
right.
accessory in-law apartments,
Right.
so you would think that they would proceed under that provision, but,
That's what I was thinking, Mr. Chairman, when I was preparing for this for tonight, I realized that it doesn't even say converting, I mean, I'm assuming a single-family house, it didn't have any information other than what you have here. So, this hearing is not scheduled until November 16th. We can get back to the ZBA with some more information and have this on next week's meeting agenda if you like, or?
I think we ought to probably tell them that we feel there's not enough information here for us to make a valid judgment. And, you know, an understanding of what the bylaw is and what they're looking for, and the drawings obviously are incomplete to
I'd
really
like to,
tell.
state the questions that Cliff proposed
Yeah.
in the message to the zoning board of
I'm kind of
appeals.
surprised it came over like this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
No,
also,
there was no narrative or anything
Yeah.
other than the application.
but you have Cliff's,
Yes,
Mr.
we do.
Pierce's comments
Yeah.
for the, you have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we ask for more information
I'll second that.
Including
by,
the
next-
questions.
by our
that-
next meeting, including the issues that I discussed.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we're requesting that for our next meeting on the 13th.
November 13th.
Thank you. Okay. New business number 5, review the state ethics financial interest disclosure form for town accountant Susan Bailey for septic loan, and appoint assistant town accountant Heather Torres to administer septic-related invoices. Town accountant Susan Bailey has filed the attached State Ethics Commission Section 19 disclosure form with the Board of Selectmen for review. She is seeking to participate in the town's septic loan betterment program. She is asking that Assistant Town Accountant Heather Torres be appointed to administer septic-related invoices in place. The Board of Selectmen needs to review the disclosure form if the board determines that the financial interest is not so substantial as to be deemed to affect the integrity of the services which the town may expect from Susan Bailey. The board then should vote to approve the form and to authorize Chairman Perry to sign on behalf of the appointing authority. The board will also need, in a separate vote to direct Assistant Town Accountant Heather Torres to administer the septic loan-related invoices.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman, to authorize you to sign it and approve the form.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the State Ethics Commission disclosure form. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I need a
I'll
motion
give you a
to
motion,
appoint.
Mr. Chairman, to authorize Assistant Town Accountant Heather Torres to administer the septic loan invoices related to this project.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to direct Assistant Town Accountant Heather Torres to administer the septic loan-related invoices. All those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Let's see here. Get my colors mixed up. We have minutes, which we can also get done. We have the minutes for the Board of Selectmen meeting for October 16th.
Give you a motion for that, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes for the Board of Selectmen's meeting for October 16th, 2017. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We have the minutes for the Board of Selectmen meeting for October 23rd, 2017, and Mr. Snow was not present.
I'll abstain.
Give the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the Board of Selectmen meeting for October 23rd, 2017. All those in favor say aye.
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 Abstain.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, because this is a posted legal notice, we're gonna have to wait till 7:30.
Okay.
Do the announcements.
Then I'll read a few of the announcements. Okay, the announcements. Raleigh veterans are invited to a dinner on Thursday, November 9th, 2017, at 4 p.m. at the Town Hall Annex. Please RSVP by November 7th, 2017, to the Council on Aging, 948-7637. And I'd like to add that my thanks to all of the veterans for their service to the country. Residents are advised that the Raleigh Highway Department is doing road work on Route 133, Haverhill Street, through November 10th, 2017, and to expect traffic delays. The paving will start tomorrow morning. Town offices will be closed on Friday, November 10th, 2017, due to the Veterans Day holiday. The Pine Grove School Project Community Public Hearing is scheduled for Thursday, November 16th, 2017, at 7 p.m. in the all-purpose room at the Pine Grove School. Household Hazardous Waste Day for Raleigh residents is scheduled for Saturday, November 18th, 2017, from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Highway Department facility at 40 Independence Street. The Friends of the Raleigh Public Library's 6th annual holiday basket raffle. The Friends are seeking donations of gift baskets of a retail value of at least $50, and raffle tickets will be sold at the library starting on November 18th. The drawing will be held at 1 p.m. on December 16th. Information on the Pine Grove School Project is available on the town's website at www.townofraleigh.net. The town has the following vacancies: Open Space Committee, 1 seat; Fence Viewer, 3 positions; Wood, Lumber, and Bark Inspector; Zoning Board of Appeals Associate, 3 seats; Parks and Recreation Committee, 1 seat; Deputy Shellfish Constable, 2 positions. For more information on these positions, please contact the Selectmen's office at 948-2372. The Raleigh Food Pantry is in need of donations. Donations can be left at the Raleigh Public Library. The food pantry is open on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and on Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, just to add on the Veterans Dinner on this Thursday, November 9th. If anybody out there knows of any of the younger vets, please inform them so they could come. It's kind of a nice time for all the vets in the community to come and sit and share stories. And a couple of years ago, I was sitting there, and there's a fellow that said, "I didn't do much in World War II." And I said, "What'd you do?" He said, "I sat in the back seat of a SDB." That was a dive bomber. He was on the Saratoga during the battle off the Solomons. And this guy just said, "I didn't do too much, but I saw the USS Enterprise get hit by a Japanese."
He didn't do
But I didn't do too much. I said there was probably 16 guys on that aircraft carrier that sat in the back of an SDB, and he was one of them. And how humble a man, you know?
Right,
So,
yep. some of the stories are truly amazing and wonderful, and it's great that we have the veterans who served who come back and tell us the stories. We had a woman who served in England during the bombing by Germany, and how she was there to raise the balloons to protect the towns from the German bombs. And just story after story, it was just amazing. I've gone for several years to serve. I did not serve, but I do serve on that evening, and I think it's was something that we owe our veterans.
And again, if anybody in town knows any of the younger vets, try to get them there, because it would be really nice to have them sit and hear their stories from the war on terror, in the Gulf War.
Right. Okay, it is a little bit past 7:30, but we have a 7:30 liquor license hearing. Stephen Morris, President, Raleigh Veterans Association, and Michelle Moon, applicant for a manager position, a change of beneficial interest / transfer or issuance of stock, change of board members, change of manager. This application appears to be complete. The applicant is current on all taxes, light and water bills. Number one, Chairman Joseph Perry reads the notice of the public hearing on the application from the Raleigh Veterans Association for their change of beneficial interest / transfer or issuance of stock, change of board members, and change of manager. And that's, okay, we have Town of Raleigh, notice of public hearing. Notice is hereby given in accordance with Chapter 138 of the Mass General Laws, as amended, that the Raleigh Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on Monday, November 6, 2017, at 7:30 p.m. in the Raleigh Town Hall, 139 Main Street, Mass., upon the application of Raleigh Veterans Association, Inc., manager Michelle Moon, for an application for a change of manager and change of beneficial interest / transfer or issuance of stock for their existing club license. Business is located at 19 Bradford Street, currently consisting of a lounge and service bar downstairs, an assembly hall and service bar upstairs. Anyone wishing to comment should attend this hearing. Written comments will be accepted. Joseph Perry, Chairman, Raleigh Board of Selectmen. Okay, number two, Chairman Perry calls for a motion to open the hearing.
Give me that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to open the hearing. All those in favor say aye. Roll call, right? Yes?
You
No.
just wanted for.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I will state that the hearing was advertised in the October 26, 2017 edition of the Daily News. Chairman Perry calls the applicant forward and asks him to discuss the application. Steve? Morris?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're Michelle Moon?
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to talk about the application. You have any comments that you want to start off with, or?
We were late last month. We're fresh at everything that's going on. There's been a lot of problems down there. There's still continuing problems that we are trying to smooth out. And again, this place is for our veterans, and this is why we are working so hard to keep the place up and running.
Okay. Have anything to add? No? Okay.
When you say there's problems, are you talking
Interior problems from the last bar manager.
last administration?
Yep.
I am currently working with Chief Dumas, I don't know how to say
Too
it,
much doing
Do
this.
this.
for a investigation, for a criminal investigation.
Okay. Any other comments from the Board of Selectmen?
So you're gonna be the manager, is that?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Are you new to the
I've been
facility?
a bartender there for 23 years.
Oh, really? So you
My stepfather, Scott Levitt, actually brought me back in when Charlie Hardy was manager. I had left in 2007, and then they brought me back.
Okay. Anybody else? Is there anyone here who wishes to speak on the application? Hearing none. If the board is satisfied with the application and there are no further questions of the applicant, the chairman calls for a motion and vote to close the public hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. After the board closes the public hearing, the board discusses the application and votes either to approve it with modifications, or to deny it.
Yeah, just hope get the problem straightened out and
It's gonna be a process, but, we've got our bills on tap, we've got everyone online and running. Unfortunately, we got a noose around us that keeps on pulling us behind, so we are working on that. That's a personal problem. It's more for the past bar management and our problem. We're just trying to cover what they
Did not do.
right. Okay, I'll give you a motion to approve the license changes.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve. All those in favor say aye.
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 That's the only motion we need, just the one, Debbie.
The board now needs to sign the LLA form.
Okay.
Do I own it yet?
That's yours.
Figure out where we're at here.
Yeah, we've been working hard getting everything up to code. One of the things that we first did is get a new ice machine. Not only did we get a brand new ice machine, but we got everything up to code that there is no questions whatsoever. They've got these little things on the hose and the pipes and everything. The guy told us, you need this to be on code. And I said, give us everything in code. Right now, we're working on a new dishwasher. So we're getting that up to code. And we're not losing any expenses. We're spending everything that we have to do to get this up to code the way it should have been. And so we got a lot of people working hard, and we got a lot of people that like the place. So
Well, I hope everything goes well and that
Oh, I
you
appreciate it.
continue to move forward.
You're all set, good luck.
thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Have a good night.
You too. We will get some young veterans there.
Yes, we
I'd
will.
like to see that.
We will. Thank you.
They're done, they did pretty good.
Motion?
I'll give you that motion to adjourn.
Oh, second.
Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.